Welcome friends to another video. Welcome to another episode of GaVo's 12 scented months. This time around I'm going to talk about the month of July. And this month I'm going to do an exception, mainly because I usually do 10 fragrances per month. This month I'm going to do 15 fragrances. So let's not waste time and start with the first one and the first house, the house of Penhaligon's. And this fragrance is called Eau de Vervin. This is an amazing aromatic fragrance. It's so beautiful, and also it features quite a good performance on my skin. Highly recommended for high heat. You have a lot of citrus notes inside. Also you got lavender, you got sage. Therefore this is an aromatic fougere type of fragrance, a barbershop type of fragrance, and it smells really great, especially good for high heat. Next one up from the same house is called Quercus Cologne. And this I already reviewed for my Romanian audience. I'm gonna do the English review very soon, so stay tuned to the channel. This is an amazing creation that for I don't know what reason is compared to CK1. It doesn't have anything in common. I don't get this. If one fragrance shares one note or two notes or three notes with other fragrances, this doesn't mean that it's similar. It doesn't mean that it's the exact same fragrance. This is something totally different from the cheap, and I can actually call it crappy CK1. This is a niche house, and the level of composition and the quality of the ingredients and the performance also is totally different. Therefore, I don't see why people continue to compare apples with pears. This is an amazing fragrance, and although it comes in all the cologne concentration, this performs really great. Very good longevity, very good projection, and also good sillage. It's fresh, it's clean. Again, a lot of citruses inside, mainly lime and Amalfi lemon. You also have bergamot. You also have cloves. So very interesting fragrance, very clean, very sharp, very elegant, very bright, very flexible and versatile. You can wear this all year if you want. Let's go to the second house. This is Acqua di Parma, of course, and this is Bergamotto di Calabria. Amazing interpretation of the bergamot note, very nice scent, very good in extreme high heat, especially in July. The performance isn't the best out of this line. Actually, for me and on me, this is the worst performing fragrance in the whole lineup. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. I said it in its review. But when you enjoy a fragrance, when you enjoy the scent, you really want it to perform also really great. Unfortunately, this one on me stays somewhere between 6 to 8 hours, which is very good for many people. But as I said it, when you like it, you really want it to perform better. So Bergamotto di Calabria, a very zesty, very energizing, very refreshing fragrance that works really nice in high heat. Next one up from the same line is called Chinotto di Liguria. This is simply amazing. Beautiful citrusy, soapy, refreshing fragrance, which compared to Bergamotto di Calabria performs like a monster on me and on my skin. This is actually second best to Mandorlo di Sicilia, which performs like crazy on me. This is such a beautiful citrusy scent. I actually consider this to be one of the best citrusy fragrances that you can purchase from the market, especially if you love this genre, and especially if you wear this type of fragrances in, let's say, hotter climates. Chinotto di Liguria, amazing interpretation of the Chinotto fruit. Really love this juice. Let's go to some designer scents. Of course, the first one is L'Homme Ideal Cologne from the house of Guerlain. A fragrance that I've spoken so many times on my channel. A fragrance that ever since I discovered it, I said this is a masterpiece. And until this day, I haven't changed my mind. But I did see that a lot of people who were bashing and trashing this fragrance a couple of years ago nowadays have rediscovered it, and suddenly they discovered how beautiful it is, how great it is, how good it performs, especially now that it's discontinued. Unfortunately for them, This fragrance is discontinued for 3 years already, not since yesterday or the day before. So I really like the, let's say, hypocrisy that other people have on this platform. I'm talking about this platform. This is a masterpiece. This is my favorite Guerlain fragrance, and will always be one of my favorite hot weather scents. And not only because I wear this one also in winter time, because I simply love the citruses and the almond inside this one. Another fragrance that isn't highly acclaimed by the same people is this one. Its brother, L'Homme Sport, which probably in a couple of years, 2, 3, 4 years from now, we're going to see a lot of people saying how great it is, how beautiful it is, how well performing it is. This again is a masterpiece. I've been saying this for a couple of years already. This is one of the best aquatics you can purchase. This is an incredible fragrance, especially for summertime, but not only, because this is a fragrance that you can wear throughout the year. I've worn it for so many years and I know what I'm talking about. This is a beautiful interpretation of the almond found in the original L'Homme Ideal and also in L'Homme Ideal Cologne, but combined with aquatic notes. And it's simply amazing. Very good performance also for this type of fragrance, for a aquatic fragrance, to get 14 hours of longevity on my skin. Trust me, this is a great scent. Moving on, the house of Nichanet and its colonies. Had it with me on my holiday. Amazing fragrance for high heat, for extreme high heat. The lemon and green tea inside combination is simply amazing. It's very calming, very soothing, and also refreshing at the same time. Great longevity on the skin, not so great projection and sillage. This is more of a skin scent if you want, at least for me, but when it comes to longevity, this does perform really, really great. Colonies from Nichanet. Next one comes from the house of D Squared, and this is D Squared He Wood Cologne, a discontinued hidden gem again. I'm a big fan of D Squared. D Squared He Wood was my signature scent for 14 years in a row. I can't even remember how many times I bought that fragrance and how many bottles I've won out of that fragrance. This is the 10th year anniversary of the original He Wood. This came to the market in 2017, and it's a more aquatic interpretation of the original. Very, very nice smelling. Very, very good for high heat, especially for July if you want, or August, why not? For summertime, let's say. And although it comes in eau de cologne concentration, again, it performs really, really great. Longevity-wise, projection-wise, also sillage. Highly recommend it if you can get your hands on a bottle. This is a beautiful, woody, violet combination with some aquatic notes. It simply smells great and also performs great. And the next one from D Squared is their latest release called D Squared 2 Wood. I actually made a review of this fragrance a couple of weeks ago when I was on my holiday. Actually, it was a world premiere, if you want. I was, and to my knowledge, still am the only one who reviewed this fragrance, which is simply great. This and He Wood Cologne are the only ones that come close to the original He Wood, or He Wood Intense for that matter, in terms of the scent. I really like it because this time around D Square decided to drop the ambroxan that we previously had in green wood and wood. Therefore, there is no ambroxan in this one, a note that I really hate. I don't appreciate at all ambroxan in fragrances. And although this doesn't feature violet, you have that beautiful scent profile from the original He Wood back in the days. Also, very good performance on this one. Longevity, projection, and sillage also. Very hard to find actually to purchase. I don't know why, but if you can get your hands on a bottle, I highly recommend it. Let's go to the next one from the house of John Varvatos, Artisan Pure, which is pure madness for extreme high heat, pure madness for July. Amazing scent in which the citruses are simply exploding. And one in particular, bergamot, at least on my skin, and I really, really love it. I simply love this scent. It's so great for this type of weather in July when it's very, very hot. And also, I wouldn't say that the performance is that bad as other people are stating. On my skin, I get good longevity with good projection and I would say moderate sillage with Artisan Pure. It's an affordable, by today's standards, fragrance from a house that puts a big emphasis on the quality of the ingredients that they use in their compositions. Therefore, I highly recommend this fragrance in particular from the house of John Varvatos. If you want something that's long lasting, then I highly recommend that you look at their darker bottles. Let's go to the next one, and the next one comes from the house of Paco Rabanne, a house that I don't really like, I don't really enjoy. I only have three fragrances that I like from this house. One is Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, the other one is Paco Rabanne 1 Million Privé, and the third one is this one's brother, Ultraviolet, but this is Ultra Red. Okay, let's get some things straight. People, stop saying that this fragrance is similar or it's identical to Ultrazest from Mugler. They are not the same. They are not similar. They are not identical. They don't perform the same. They don't smell the same. But unfortunately, every single time that you are seeing a review of this fragrance of Ultra Red Man from Paco Rabanne, you're gonna definitely see that this is the same with Ultra Zest. Well, let me tell you, they are not. I've been a long-term user of Ultra Zest. I've owned that fragrance in my collection for so many years. I know how it smells. I know its composition. There is no similarity between these two. Only because Ultra Red Man shares some notes together with Ultra Zest doesn't mean they smell the same, doesn't mean they perform the same, doesn't mean they are the same as other people are trying to tell you or to let you know in their videos or comments or articles or whatnot. This is a cheaper offering compared to Ultra Zest. It's not at the same level. There is a huge difference between Ultra Zest and this one. But nonetheless, this isn't a bad fragrance. I actually like it. I like it, but not for the reasons that others are pushing when they are telling you to go ahead and purchase it because it's similar to Ultra Zest. No, I like it because it's a gourmand fragrance. I like it because it features a beautiful praline note inside, which is quite interesting. I like it because compared to other offerings from the house of Paco Rabanne, this isn't synthetic. This isn't a synthetic mess, if you want. That's why I like Ultra Red Man from Paco Rabanne. Yes, you have blood orange, yes, you have patchouli, you have praline inside this one, but it's a totally different fragrance from the one that Mugler made a lot of years ago. Stop comparing this one with Ultra Zest. Stop telling people that this is similar. They are not. The quality is not the same. The scent is not the same. The performance is not the same. Still though, this is a good scent. Not a great scent. It's not worthy of the hype that you are seeing on the online environment, but it's a good scent if you buy it at the correct price, and that is 30 euros. I bought this one on holiday mainly because I was fed up with all the videos in which I saw it being compared to Ultra Zest. I knew it's not the same with Ultra Zest. I also see a lot of people saying that this is discontinued. This is not discontinued. This has been reintroduced to production in 2020 by Paco Rabanne. They didn't do any official statement saying that they are reintroducing it, but it's being produced again. It's not discontinued. Stop telling people lies. Thank you. Ultra Red, good for evenings due to that beautiful praline note. The blood orange is very, I would say, transparent in this creation. Therefore, nothing to be compared with Ultra Zest. Next one up, because we stay too much at Ultra Red, from the house of Christian Dior, Eau Sauvage Classic. The amazing classic. A gentleman's fragrance, very sophisticated, very elegant, very clean, very refreshing, very zesty, with a very beautiful bergamot note inside. You also have rosemary and a lot of other ingredients. Simply amazing. If you don't have this fragrance in your collection, then you are not a man. period. Let's go further to the house of Manchera. First one up, wild fruits. A guilty pleasure of mine, a fruity salad that I simply love, with good performance, very refreshing, very energizing at the same time, very good for summertime, especially for extreme heat or high heat. Therefore, I highly recommend it. Next one up, still from Manchera, its brother, Sicily, which in the beginning I didn't really appreciate at the same level that I appreciate wild fruits, but I must be honest with you, it has grown on me and I actually enjoy it quite a lot. I simply love that peach note combined with pineapple and grapefruit inside the Sicily. I also love those floral notes, especially the combination between jasmine and ylang ylang, but with that beautiful undertone created by the violet and rose. Simply amazing fragrance. I've worn this on holiday and it was simply stunning. Every single time it made me feel really, really great. And this is the purpose of a fragrance in general. Therefore, if you like fruity fragrances, if you like refreshing fruity fragrances, then I highly recommend you get your hands on Sicily. It isn't the king of summer, as many people are saying about this fragrance, but it is a very, very good summer fragrance. And not only because I can hardly wait to wear this one in winter time, because I'm very certain that in winter time will perform and impress me also. Therefore, Sicily is highly recommended and it has a place on this list for July. And the last one, still from Manchera, but curiously enough, this shouldn't be in this list, in a list for July fragrances, mainly because its composition is better made for cooler weather. But this has something inside that's simply addictive. I really love this fragrance. I honestly like it and I cannot stop sniffing it. This is Deep Forest, people. And although you may be tempted in believing that this is a green fragrance or a extremely woody fragrance, it isn't. This is very refreshing, very aromatic at the same time, and also with a very beautiful woody undertone. It's simply amazing. The first time that I sniffed, or better said, the first couple of times that I sniffed and worn this fragrance on me, it immediately took me with my mind to another fragrance from the house of Martin Micallef called Aqua, which I also have, and has a secret ingredient, a very aromatic root from Africa, and there are some similarities in how this scent, if you want, from Deep Forest, somehow manages to emulate that secret ingredient from Aqua. It's just a small similarity. Why? Because it's very aromatic. It's very, very aromatic, just like Aqua from Micallef. But in that one, you also have cocoa, you also have patchouli, you also have vanilla, and a lot of other ingredients. In this one, you have agarwood, you also have leather, you also have orange, you also have bergamot, you also have woody notes, you also have some florals, mainly rose, the same old rose that you can find in every single Manchera fragrance, but you also have clove. And to me, the secret chord in this fragrance that gives that aromatic feeling is made out of two ingredients: clove combined with orange. That's the main accord to me and on me, and that's why I'm so addicted to this fragrance and I cannot stop sniffing it, accompanied by a very beautiful but subdued somehow wood note, combined also with a very nice, very soft leathery note, and you also get those other woody notes that you can find in the base of this fragrance. It's hard to describe this fragrance. You really need to sniff it to understand what I'm trying to explain, because it's simply beautiful, at least to me, to my taste, to my personal preferences. And it has something compared to Aqua from Micallef that's very refreshing at the same time. This is the main, if you want, thing with Deep Forest, that it's not a dark, It's not a gothic type of fragrance. It's actually refreshing. It's actually aromatic. It's woody at the same time. You get also that beautiful leathery undertone, but it doesn't go to dark places, although it's called deep forest. And the deeper you go into a forest, the darker will become. Very interesting fragrance. I highly encourage you to test it out, to try it out if you have the opportunity, because to be honest with you, this is one of the most unique offerings from the house of Manchera, to be honest. From all that I sniffed, tested, or owned from this house, this is very, very performance-wise. This is a beast. I'm gonna say it and leave it like this. Deep Forest is a beast type of fragrance. That's why I included it in this list for July, mainly because I've worn this one during daytime and had no issues with the scent. And also I've worn it throughout nighttime, and again I had no issues with the scent. It's simply gorgeous. Okay, people, these are my 15 recommendations for the month of July in this mini series that I started last year called 12 Scented Months. I've made an exception this month. They could have been 30 or 40 fragrances, because most of my fragrances in my collection are, let's say, fresh fragrances, aromatic fragrances, and whatnot, because I like fresh and clean fragrances. And I decided to put 15 this month, to only take what I consider to be the best for this type of temperature scenarios. Therefore, I highly recommend them to you. As always, try to test them first, and only afterwards go ahead and purchase a full bottle, in order for you not to spend a lot of money on something that you may not like, that you might not need in your collection. Therefore, in order for you to avoid spending money on this type of products, go ahead and purchase samples first. Thank you for watching. As always, my friends, be safe, be good, and remember, smell good, feel good. Peace.